Hey, hello, welcome again to another Quality Time. I'm James, Quality Lead here at Dark Threat Fab. You can find us on the web at darkthreatfabrication.com. Hey, so in Quality Time, you know from the very beginning I've promised to be authentic and genuine with you. I want to be real with you in all of these videos that we do. So at times, we're all going to succeed together, and sometimes you're going to hear some lessons that need to be learned. And I'd like to share at least one lesson with you that we had here at Dark Threat Fab just this week. The production order had come in, it had been entered into the system, programmed into the laser, we cut the parts out, took the parts to the welding area, the welding parts were welded up, they were ready to ship. There was only one problem, it was the wrong part. So through a period of processes and people and different steps, we had managed to make a really good part. It was just not the part that we had intended to make. So how did that happen? Yeah, it's not that bad a deal because we'll recoup some of the cost eventually. But is there something to learn here? Absolutely, there's something to learn. How could there be so many failures in the systems, all the procedures, all the processes we employ? What was or who was the root cause? Was it a matter of process or was it a matter of personnel? Now you probably know, being in quality, you know the quote that I'm going to go to. And Deming always said, quality is everyone's responsibility. But we often take that very quote from Deming and we turn it around. And we want to ask questions like, well, who or what's responsible for this? Why would they do this or why did they not do that? And the one that really gets batted around often is, well, don't they even care? So these questions that I just gave to you, they're actually all failures in quality management because they only attempt to assign blame. And usually when we hit a crisis, we start asking those who, what, where, when, why, how questions, because we want to find the root cause, and usually we want to find the person or persons who are responsible for the failure. But see, truthfully, when we do that, we're trying to assign blame. And blame is the opposite of responsibility. And when we try to assign blame, there's nothing going on to cause anything to occur that instills a greater sense of responsibility into our systems, into the procedures we use, the processes we use, and especially our people. Remember, one of the reasons we're doing these videos is to help you instill a culture of quality in your organization. Remember the quote that says, quality is not an act, it's a habit. So when our first response is to find out who or what is to blame, we're not fostering a culture or a habit of quality. We're attempting to manage the crisis and minimize the results of the failure. Now, as we looked at it, we started asking ourselves some questions here. Did our people know that they could stop the process? So let me ask you, did our people or do your people know that they have the right, the responsibility to stop when things are not right? And yes, I know that this assumes that they know what's right. But I believe that your greatest asset in establishing quality in your organization is and will be your people. Not the systems you use, not the procedures, not the processes, but your people. So I'd like to talk to some of those people for just a minute. For those of you that are watching are suppliers. Suppliers, I want to ask you, are you doing the responsible thing by sending the best resources to your customer? I'm going to admit there's been a couple times where we got some pretty poor material from some suppliers. And we felt like they were just offloading their garbage to us. And if you're a supplier and you're doing that, you're just causing a problem with someone else. Is that the responsible thing to do? Owners of businesses and managers of businesses, I don't care if it's small or if it's large, I ask you the questions, are you truly instilling the culture and the habits of quality Or are you trying to maintain the status by managing crises when they come and minimizing the results of those crises? And one other thing that I would ask, managers, owners, are you giving a regular, consistent message when it comes to quality? If it's one thing on Monday and something else on Tuesday, and one thing on Wednesday, and it's not talked about on Thursday or Friday, that's not a regular, consistent message, and that will not build the culture of quality that you need in your organization. Process owners and production leads, the guys who are on the floor, are you ensuring the right is always present and available? I'll tell you one of the things that was funny to us, funny not in a funny way, but in a very bad way, is that should somebody have checked the print throughout the process, we would not have made the wrong part. But no one in the process ever checked a print throughout the entire process. Had somebody in the process and in the production of that part checked a print, they would have went, wait a minute, we're making the wrong one. It was 3.5 inches too short and 4 inches too wide. Prints would have fixed a lot of things very, very quickly. So process owners, are you ensuring that the right is always present and available to you and to those underneath you? And production members and production operators, guys who are on the floor doing the work, do you know what is right? And do you know and do you believe you have the responsibility to stop when it's not right? Remember, and the big key that I want you to get from this week is that when it comes to building a culture of quality in our organizations, we must believe that quote, quality is everyone's responsibility. Hey, be sure to link up with us. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time as we continue to talk about all things quality.